Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wind Waker. So in the last part we deposited all the pearls and opened up Tower of the Gods, which is where we're going to commence in this video. So let's just switch to this scene and get the items on that I want to use here. I'm going to keep the Wind Waker there, I'll put this on and this. I'm going to jump out of the boat because you can't use a sail in here because there's no wind. And cruising with him by holding an R just takes a really long time. So you can see there's a lot of like bombable walls over there and stuff, and I think I just missed a cycle here actually. There's a lot of bombable walls over there. Normally you'd shoot them with bombs from inside the boat, and it accesses like another section of the dungeon just over there. There's also a couple of doors, as you can see in the little sections in the background, including this one over here. This is what you're normally supposed to do on this floor. Is you're supposed to pick this up, well, sick lag, and plant it right there, and go through there and start collecting keys or whatever, and do this really long and pointless section. We're actually going to skip every single part of that. So let me just clear these pots out of the road. I'll pick this statue up, and I'm going to jump into this corner here and press B when I'm in as far as I can, so that the statue's in as far as it can go. At this point I'm going to do a backflip, leaf, and cancel it just before he touches that pillar. Just like that, so I can pull myself up. I'll make a save state here just so I can show this glitch off. At this point I'm going to angle him slightly to the left and just kind of walk in between the wall and the statue. Press left. Okay, I have to do it kind of quickly. Press left and then pull him up. See, I'm now on top of the pillar but out of bounds. I'm kind of on invisible floor actually. So I'll make a save state here and go into first person mode just so I make sure I don't accidentally pop back into bounds. And I'm going to leaf pump all the way around here to get behind that waterfall, which you normally need to stop in order to get to this section. So I've managed to skip the entire first floor. If I come over here, actually I don't want to go any further because I'm scared it's going to push me out, but let's see. No, there's an invisible wall here, so cool. I'm actually going to use the soup glitch again in case you forgot what that is. I put it on a button and press the button and start on the same frame. Swap it out for something else. This lets me use the soup without actually using it, so I still have complete soup in my inventory, as you can see. So let's just continue through the dungeon. I'm going to pick up this guy because there's 3 switches that I've got to throw these on over here. This guy right here is a bit of a nuisance. He can really screw you up, and it's kind of easy to get stuck in like a cycle with him where he'll hit you and you'll get up, try to pick the statue up, and while you're picking it up he'll hit you again. So you got to be careful with him. Anyway, put the other one over here, and I'm always bad at that second throw. I should just plant it there. And for this, there's a little time saver you can do where if you're... Oops, that was a lot of money he just took out of me. If you run onto it and roll just before you touch the switch, you can land on this platform just before the cutscene starts, and then you go up during the cutscene. Saves a little bit of time. From here it's just a simple matter of side hopping or jumping or whatever. I prefer the side hop here because it's just means you can keep the camera the same. I don't have to bother with this thing behind me. I'll just head through this door into the main room of the dungeon. So in here there's rooms on each compass direction here. Only one is available right now. The one that's available is always the one that flashes. The other ones are actually locked, as you can see. So we'll head in here, and the whole object of this dungeon is to get 3 statues, one from each of these rooms, and then this activates this pillar in the middle here. So we'll go in here, and if you're quick here you can just barely make it onto this platform before it would fall in. So oops, in this next room here, this is the first of the 3 statues, and this one takes a long time because let me just go and call him first of all. You just press R to call them when you're close to them. So he'll come down and I can pick him up and start moving around with him. I'm actually going to turn my Game Boy Advance on here because the Tingle Tuner is going to let me save quite a bit of time in this dungeon. It's completely unnecessary. I'm just doing it because I think it makes it easier. Because obviously you're supposed to kind of carry him around, right? But you can't walk under here with him. So what you're supposed to do is call him and have him slowly follow you all the way around. I am not having that. I know a much better way to do it. So let me just switch scenes and get my Tingle Tuner out. Just go to this one here and get the GBA on, and then I'm going to call Tingle. So I don't need to do any zombie hovers, thank God for that, but there are a couple other functions with Tingle Tuner that I showed off a few videos ago that are going to be useful here. It is lagging the game a little bit, but trust me, it's still going to save time compared to doing some of these rooms the intended way. So if you've got a Tingle Tuner or if you're playing on emulator, then I would definitely recommend doing it this way. So I'm gonna, when Tingle stops talking, I will select the Tingle balloon, put it on B, and I'll just use it right away. Pick this guy up. So now I'm just waiting for it to cash in and for the little thing to appear below my feet. Should only take a few seconds from now. And now I can just walk across these gaps and don't have to worry about doing this room the slow way. You have quite limited time with that, so just, don't dilly-dally. When you're in here, just wait here, and when this thing comes closer to you, you can jump across and make those two guys kill themselves, which is hilarious, obviously. And that's still the optimal way to do this room. So that's the first of the 3 statues. Probably the easiest of the 3, which makes sense, I guess. The third one's definitely a bit of a pain. That's the one that... the other one that I think can benefit from the Tingle Tuner. Man, there is a tremendous amount of lagging on here, but not really. It's actually running at like 95% speed, but it just seems so slow to me. Very weird. Anyway, that's the first one done, and what this does is it makes this thing appear here, and we're going to learn the second Wind Waker song. I'm trying to think if there's any songs that we actually do skip. I know we skip the... yeah, just the one that kind of changes it from day to night. That's the only one we're going to skip in this run. We're going to get every single other one. So this one right here is the command melody. I'm not actually going to use it except for right now when I'm learning it. I think you're supposed to use it in this dungeon, obviously, to like make these statues be controllable and stuff. I'm going to skip every single part of that in here. I think there might be like 1 or 2 bits, and yeah, there's definitely some times in the Wind Temple later on in the game where I'm going to have to use it. But I think I should be able to skip doing it for most, if not all, of the Earth Temple. I can think of one spot where I might need to do it, but that's quite a bit away from where I am right now, so let's just not worry about it for the moment. I'll head into the next room. Still got the Tingle Tuner on. I'm not going to use it for this second statue. I don't need it here. But, yeah, so let's just progress. In here, I'm going to try and leaf pump the entire distance. I have to go in this room before I go into that one on the left there. Please don't kill me. Okay, I made it to the platform first, so that's cool. So, you'll notice that the Tingle Tuner is going into please wait mode a lot. It's just because, obviously, whenever you go through like a cutscene or whatever, a door transition, that happens. You can't use it then. It's kind of shut off, which is annoying me. Wish it would come back on, but you're supposed to use the grappling hook to get across here. You can just leave across, so it's a lot quicker. So, now that I'm here, I'll call this guy down. And what you're supposed to do for this one is you're supposed to stand on this little bit of light on the ground just over here as Link, then play the command melody, because when you stand on that little bit of light, a bridge appears, and then you walk across with this thing, and then you just like leaf back across as Link. I'm going to skip all of that. All you have to do is stand over here. This bit's a little bit tricky, so I will be using a save state here. Just going to walk him off until he's about halfway across, like till his legs are kind of halfway off. Like, okay. See, that's the thing though, like, you have to get it really, really close to it, but not too much. Like, that's probably good enough. So I'll make a save state now, and now I'll go into first person mode and just swing it around to the right until the left side kind of lines up with that line on the wall. Like that. You see what I mean? How there's like a dark bit and a light bit? Just get it right in between them. And this should hopefully allow me to sight up and make it across. Obviously, the amount of time that I took to explain that makes it probably not worth it, but, you know, it's always good to show these off. So now I'll chuck you on this. I said I'll chuck you on this. Oh, come on, you can't give me that. He was totally on it. It's quite pernickety, actually, that stuff. There's a little trigger with the stone that Tetra gave you here. Just be careful not to accidentally press A. So, I guess I'll break these pots for no real reason. It's only going to give me 2 rupees, but whatever. So here's the sub-boss of the dungeon. This is the first time in the game that I've actually fought a Dark Nut. And the best way to do this is to just kind of run up to him, target him, and spin attack the hell out of him. It will break his armor in a couple of rounds. And then it takes, I think, 10 hits with this sword, without soup, to kill him. So let's just get our sword out, roll up, start spin attacking. So bad at these in the Wind Waker. So it takes 4, and it's just a matter of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a spin attack for the last 2, and then he's dead. I guess I'll mash A here and see if I can get the backflip. Can I? Nope, I didn't. There's like one frame there where you can do a backflip. Slightly worried that the Tingle Tuner is still in please wait mode. It really shouldn't be. It should have come back on by now, I guess. I mean, this room does have like a map though, so I don't really know why it's not on here. When I was practicing this earlier, it wasn't glitching up this way, but ugh, whatever. Might need to do some editing to fix that later on, but whatever. For the moment, let's just attempt to open this chest. Apparently that's really difficult now. So, in here is the item from the dungeon. Kind of weird that we're getting it so late. In a lot of Zelda games you get this one a little bit earlier, but it's the bow. Going to be pretty useful as soon as I get out of this room actually. It's good for kind of sniping aerial enemies, so let me just equip that. And I think I'm going to need probably these next. No, that's not what I did. Okay, so heading back outside. Right, come on Tingleton, you're scaring me now. Come back on. Because like it's making the video lag a little bit, and if it's not even going to work, there's just no point to it. So I'll kill these bubbles in the air, just to get them out of my road. Oh damn, I thought I was going to get 2 for 2 there. You're joking, why are none of these connecting? This is ridiculous, die. Finally. Okay, so this thing activates a couple of platforms in the middle which are going to be necessary to take this statue back across. If I'm quick enough here, I can hopefully make it on there before it goes too far away, and I'm going to go for it, and I made it. Cool. Pretty much just hold forward to get back to the next one as well. So, back over here. That's the second of 3 statues done, and the third of them, by far the worst, has a pretty involved puzzle, which I'll get to in just a second, but I'm going to try and skip it with the Tingle Turner, but that's not going to be possible if it doesn't come back on, and there really is like no reason that it should be doing this. Very bizarre. Anyway, gonna have a quick look inside this next room and see if that fixes it. If not, I'm gonna edit it out now because I really do want to have that active for when I do this. So just smash open these pots, see if there's anything inside them first. Got plenty of bombs. I guess I can upgrade my arrows later as well. So I will grab the thing from this room first, because that's really easy to do. When you come in here, just quickly run off and leaf around to the left and you can make it onto this platform. They are on cycles, so if you screw this up, I'd just leave the room and come back in. And this gives us a small key, which I'm going to need in just a second. See if dying does anything. Maybe that'll make the thing come back on, I don't know. Very weird that it's doing this. Just kind of run around a bit, so try pulling out the tuner. I don't think that's going to do anything. It usually just says you've already called them. Which is so annoying because, whatever, you know what, let's just try and reload the GBA and see if this works. If this is the solution to it, I'm going to feel really silly. But I'm pretty sure that it's just going to say I've already called them. Yeah, there's nothing I can do, so I'm going to come back in here and before I edit it, I'm going to show you something that you need to do, like in a run or whatever. You can back up here and climb up this ladder. It's kind of annoying because these bats can, yeah, kind of get stuck between the 2 sides of it. And, cool. The emulator just crashed. So I guess I will have to edit it now. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I'm going to call Tingle again. As you can see, I don't have the thing below my feet right now, so let's just bring him back onto the GBA again. This is going to be the last time for a little bit, I promise this time. I don't know why I'm apologising for it, or sounding like I'm apologising. It's not actually a bad thing. This is a useful hint to make this dungeon a lot more tolerable. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm showing it off, I guess. I did not mean to press that. I did not mean to press that again. That was the same button. I had to press start and get the Tingle balloon ready. So I don't really need it right now, but... So I got the key, and I'm back at the entrance to this room. What I want to do for now is chuck one of these. Well, okay, what you're supposed to do is chuck like 3 of these statues onto one of them. This one means that even when you stand on this one, you can still make it across. But you can skip all of this just by putting one on. It has to at least be one, so the other one's like elevated. Then you just come across here and just leaf across, and just stop it here. Then roll off, and you can just barely make it up. Saves quite a bit of time. So use the small key to open this door, and here's the final statue. How do you normally get across here? I guess you're supposed to just like leaf across it, but well, that's what I'm going to do anyway. I'm not going to leaf directly across. Instead, God, it's so laggy. Instead, I'm going to just leaf onto this thing, stop here, and then I'm going to leaf again. Okay, scaring myself here. I'm going to leaf again and cancel it before I touch this. I'm going to move into this back corner here. And that's important because when I call him, he's going to start moving towards me. If he gets too close to me, he'll stop following me. And I want him to keep following me. Because as soon as this cutscene's over, basically, I'm going to start moving. I'm going to hold pretty much down so that I can jump off and leaf right away. And just leaf back across this. And it means that he'll just follow me straight through these. He can walk through them without getting damaged. Normally, you would use him with the command melody to like open up, or to stand on this, and it would open up this little barrier. Anyway, I want to use the Tingle balloon to get back across this, because as you can understand, it's kind of a nuisance to do this with like they intended. You've got to put all these statues on it, and obviously with Link and the statue, we're heavier than just Link. I can't use the leaf while I'm carrying the statue either. So let me kill this thing first. Oh, you can definitely like multi-hit him if you're quick about it, but I think it only takes like 2 arrows anyway, yeah, so hopefully he stays dead. So yeah, I want to use a Tingle Balloon, but if I try to use it in this room, you'll notice that Tingle just is not having it. Probably because they knew that people were going to do this. So it's alright though, you know, we're smarter than the game is, and there's a way around this. So I'll pick the statue back up, I'll come in here, and I'll just activate it in here, because for some reason it lets you do it in here. Just wait for the Tingle Tuner to come back on. Please actually come back on. That'd be really sweet if you did. Come on, Tingle. What's taking you so long? Oh, dude, you've got to be kidding me. Why is it not working again? This is ridiculous. Whatever, let's load a save state. Just do this bit again, I guess. But I'm going to have to put up with a Wizrobe in the next room now. I don't know why it's so glitchy like this. It must just be some issue with the linking, obviously, because I'm doing it on emulator. It's not like hooked up with a cable or whatever. It's... ugh, I don't even know. If you want to know how it works, check that link that I put a couple of videos back. Anyway, just pick this thing up, activate the Tingle Balloon in this room, and then head into the next one, and just pray that the Wizrobe doesn't kill me, basically. So it's important that you activate it in here, but also that you wait for it to be active before you leave, because otherwise it'll just get cancelled during the screen transition. So let's just wait for it to start, and okay, let's go. And I should have more than enough time to make it across. As long as I can dodge this guy's fire, I should be okay. It takes quite a while to start it, so yeah. No problem. I mean, it's okay if you drop this over here, because it's just a short trip over to here. And now that I'm in this room, and the statue is down, I am going to turn off the Tingle Tuner and go back to the main screen. Thank goodness for that, because I'm sick of using this thing for the moment. And all the lag just disappears. What a shock. So, just fast forward through this little bit of a cutscene here. This opens up the next floor of the Tower of the Gods. This is kind of like the second area that I'm in right now. Obviously I skipped the entire first one with that clip with the statue. So what you want to do is, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to restock on magic, which I believe is in these pots here, the ones at the back. Maybe not. Well, I need arrows as well, I guess. I think it gives you these before the boss, but no, who cares? I don't care anymore. So what you want to do here is jump slash into it. It skips a little animation where I think he like sort of jumps and walks into the middle of it before he moves up. So in here we're going to get the boss key. It's regrettable, but it's the only one in the game that we have to get. But it is necessary to activate these guys, and killing these guys is necessary to open this door. I'm sure there are ways around it. I think there are, but it's like really slow and complicated, so we're not going to bother with it. Just leap onto this thing to skip having to use the Armos statues, and then just jump across. Nice and easy. So we'll just fast forward through this little cutscene here, get the one and only boss key of this entire run through, and that's going to let me go and fight Godan in just a minute. A boss that I really don't like very much, even though he's not really inherently difficult. What other items do I want? I think I want this in a minute. So these guys are a nuisance to kill without using arrows to stun them first, so I'm just going to do that. Quick spin attack on the back will knock them both out. Get them to follow me. Kind of want them to die at the door, because I think they usually do drop like arrows and stuff, and it means I can pick them up without really wasting much time. Cool, any time in fact. So here we are outside. We're almost at the top of the dungeon now. Just roll into that cutscene, because why not? You can see the wide ocean down there. I don't think it's like a complete ocean or anything, obviously. It's kind of like Forsaken Fortress, where it's just a background. You can't really see any islands or anything on it. Where's that bird? I want to execute it. I mean, it's not going to cause me any issues, but I want to do it anyway. Cool, there you go. I can't catch its feather either, because it's going to fall down. So these things here shoot like a straight beam laser at you. Follows you on this direction, you can just jump slash over it. Nice and easy. These ones that spin around are like the ones that we saw already. You just can run right past them, and this one's got two, so you want to try and jump slash over it. It is possible to get over there without taking damage, it's just really unlikely. Anyway, stop bonking on the stairs, stop getting hit by everything. Just break these open and get all the stuff inside. It's pretty much items that you're going to need for this boss, so yeah, here we go. Let's do it. What I like to do before I start this fight is pull out a bomb. Just a few frames before the cutscene starts, because it explodes during the cutscene and that's entertaining, obviously. So yeah, we'll just wait for this guy to stop talking. This is of all the games that like I really like a lot and play a lot, this is the third game that has one of these types of bosses. The other two being Mario 64 and Oracle of Ages. I think it's Oracle of Ages. Yeah, it is. It's the last boss before like the end of the game. So yeah, it's just the usual stuff here. 2 hands and a head. Let's do it. So you got to shoot each of these twice with arrows to stun the hands. The collision detection is a little bit bad, not so much on them, but mostly on his eyes, because he moves around a lot. I guess that doesn't make the collision detection bad, but you know what I'm trying to say, it's just a little tricky. When he starts doing this, just run underneath him, and it'll cancel that animation, making the boss fight tremendously quicker than it was meant to be. So I got that pretty quick, I didn't waste any arrows. Once he falls down, just chuck a quick bomb into his mouth, and that's 1 round done. So an optimal round takes 8 arrows, as you can see, but if you take too long to hit the hands, they will kind of open up again, and you'll have to hit them again. So if you do run out of arrows, it's not a big deal. He'll drop some from his mouth. So hopefully I can get another hit in right there. He's going to do his little laser thing now, so I'll just run underneath him to stop it. And as soon as he faces me, I'll shoot the next one and the next one. So I've not wasted a single arrow so far. Can I do the entire fight like this? Probably not, now that I've said that. But yeah, 2 rounds down, 1 more to go. Everything's roller 3 in seemingly every game ever, especially Nintendo games. So I've got to say, oh, okay. Man, did you see that? I hit both of them with 1 arrow, went right through it. And I just made up for it by missing 2 right there. So let's see if I can get under here before he starts hitting me. But you know, I've got plenty of arrows to waste here, so hopefully I can do this. He's quite close to the edge there. I managed to still delete, cancel his little cutscene. Hopefully I can get 1 last hit in. Nope. Can I make it? Can I make it? Nope. Damn it. This was like so close to being a perfect fight, but I'm just glad that I managed to show off that thing where you hit with both hands. That was like completely RNG dependent because they just lined up. Let's get another bomb out. Oh, damn it. I just missed it. I wanted to have another bomb explode during this cutscene, but not a problem. So yeah, I'm very shocked at how well that went, even though it is kind of an easy fight. Like, it went well in the sense that it was really quick. I thought I might have like screwed up a couple times in it. In practice, I definitely did. So, glad about that. He's just kind of yapping on a little bit here, telling you that you've beat him and stuff. So this opens up a path to the very top of the Tower of the Gods, and I'll be jumping in there in just a second. Once he goes back into the wall, he's going to give me a heart container, and like the other ones, I am going to pick it up just because I am a wimp and I want to have as much health as I can. There is 1 more zombie hover in the run that I'm going to have to do, so at that point, you know, I don't mind wasting a little bit of time to get my hearts down nice and low for that, but until then, I wonder if it saves time if he jump slash into this. Probably not, because he kind of landed before he started to look up, so it's not like that other one inside the dungeon. So let's just shoot ourselves up here, and this takes you to the very top, as you can see. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a way to kind of get out of here. Maybe it's with zombie hovering or something. I think there are things out there. It's like a partially complete map, but I might be misremembering. Anyway, climbing ladders is obviously really slow, so we'll just stand over here and pull out our grapple, and where's the bit? Where is the bit? Okay, I think I'm in the wrong spot actually. It's more like on this corner you want to stand. Pull out our grapple and just shoot it through the wall and have Link bounce off of this repeatedly, which looks ridiculous obviously. So that's brilliant. Only rings once as well. But yeah, there's a long cutscene coming up here where we go down to Hyrule, so I'm going to edit that out. Okay, so here we are in Hyrule. I've just kind of landed in this black and white area, which is the old Hyrule from the old games like Ocarina of Time and stuff. Because this one, if you don't know, is set like 1,000 years or something after the events of Ocarina of Time. The whole world's been flooded, but everything's kind of frozen in time right now, as you can see. If you have a look around, the water and stuff isn't moving, but if you jump in this, it still splashes and everything. I don't know. Before I actually, don't talk to me, wasting my time. Behave yourself. Come on. Alright, before I head in, I want to check the grass over here, because I think you can get... yeah, you can. I want to get some arrows. I don't like the fact that I've got so little. I can get some when I'm inside the castle. I would much rather get it now, so I don't have to... Well, you'll see why. You'll see why it's just more convenient for me to get it now. This isn't a speed run, so I don't have to optimise my item pickups. I can get them whenever I like. So I'll wait until I'm up to 30, and then I think when I get back on the overworld, maybe I'll try and upgrade the arrows as quickly as I can. I think there's a couple of things I need before I can do that. Is that like an actual... I could have sworn that like bounced me back there, like it was an actual physical thing. Anyway, let's head inside the castle. So here's Hyrule Castle. I guess it's the same one from Ocarina of Time, kinda. But obviously, you know, the Hyrule in this game isn't exactly like the one from Ocarina of Time. It looks different. Obviously, this is not. It doesn't have like the hedge maze or whatever with the guards. It's full of moblins and stuff. So I guess this was quite a while after the events of Ocarina of Time, in fact, because there was a statue of Link there from Ocarina of Time. That's obviously who that's supposed to be. So now that we're in here, I mean, this place, I've got to say, really disturbed me as a kid. The fact that it was like underwater and everything, and it was like a dead society, but still had like stuff going on in it, even if it's like frozen in time. Like, what the hell is that all about? Anyway, what you're supposed to do here. I love how these guys can't do anything to me, by the way. It's so liberating to be able to do that to them. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to come down here and solve this little puzzle where you move these blocks triangularly into position on the Triforce in the middle there. You see it in the middle right there. So there's 3 of them. I think the other ones, yeah, there's 2 over there and 1 there. I'm not going to talk to him. You don't want to press A because it activates a cutscene there. I'm going to skip this little thing. The puzzle itself isn't difficult, but sometimes moving them can be. It just kind of trips you up a lot. I think there's pots up here. Can I break the pots yet? Do they work? Oh, they work just fine, but like everything else is frozen. Anyway, I'm going to make a save state here. Let me just climb onto this first so I can be perfectly perpendicular to the wall. What I want to do is the same kind of thing that I did for password skip on the bolt on Endless Night, if you remember that back in part 2, I believe. I'm going to climb onto this, I'm going to hold right, and I'm going to mash A and hope that he rolls inside the wall. So that's what I'm doing, but I need to like actually get it to work. It's very precise. It's 1 frame only, and when I get in there, I'm probably just gonna save state. Yeah, okay, so we're in. I'll save state now. I don't have to do that again. It's not really that interesting. And while I'm in here, I'm gonna hold L. I'm not gonna touch the stick. I'm just gonna press A. Shit, I forgot I had my sword out. Okay, so do that again with the sword away. Hold L. Don't touch the control stick. Press A. And he falls down a little bit, so this is perfect. What I want to do now is turn the camera around so that I can walk inside these stairs. Now don't worry about falling out here, there's like an invisible wall that will stop you from doing this. See? So I need to make sure that I stay in here, and what I want to do is get inside this kind of pillar right here. In order to do that, you've got to crawl, so just crawl a little bit, and now I'm inside this. So I'm going to make a save state again, because this is where the thing gets a little bit tricky. If you look below me, there's like a gap between these stairs. That's what I want to fall through. But if I'm too far to the left, I'll just pop up here. If I'm too far to the right, I'll pop through the wall and land down there. So it's kind of precise. But what I'm going to do is get my Deku Leaf out. That's what I'm going to need. And what else do I need? Probably this thing is the next thing. So I will just make a save state here. And you'll see also if I rotate the camera a little bit better, like this. Why is that Tingle Tuner thing still there? And why is it grey now? I guess because I'm in Hyrule. You can't actually walk right through this. He's like too tall. He just like goes straight through. It doesn't matter which side you go on. You either can't get through or he just walks right through back onto the surface. So what you want to do there is same thing we did before. You want to crawl. So, but as you saw there, I was too far to the left. So I want to bring him a little bit closer, maybe so that his foot is kind of at that little point. You see where his right foot is. Maybe this will work. I don't remember what my setup for this was, but yeah, okay, so I know that's going to work, right? So I'm going to crawl, let him fall through, and then after a little bit, pull out the leaf and just make sure I don't accidentally land under those stairs up there, and just leaf my way into this loading zone so I can get underneath the statue without moving it, which is great, obviously. So here we are in the place where we get the Master Sword, just up here. Very spooky how quiet and black and white everything is, like an old movie. So here we go. This is where the game kind of goes up a notch. We're going to like the second main block of the game. There's kind of 3 main blocks, and the first one's pretty much over once I get this sword. So I'll pick this up. Hopefully this cutscene is okay and I won't have to edit it out, but I am going to fast forward it because it is kind of slow. And pulling this sword out is kind of cool because it makes everything come to life in here. It kind of revitalizes Hyrule and adds colour to the place, which makes everything look a lot nicer than it currently does. So, and if that was all they had to do, open a window, they should have just done that. Anyway, the music also turns on. It's the Hyrule Castle music from A Link to the Past. This wasn't in Ocarina of Time at all, or Majora's Mask for that matter. It was just in A Link to the Past. So those of you who have played that game will find this familiar. It's lacking a hell of a lot right now, I guess, because there's loads of enemies and stuff that are coming to life. But Yeah, I mean, this is like even spookier to me, the fact that it's now like alive again after being dead for what, like 1,000 years? Or whenever Ganondorf came back, I don't know how long it's been. But yeah, we have the sword now, and he's going to do the thing that Link always does, where he holds it up dramatically and all this stuff. I'm going to have a look around this room in a minute, actually, because there's some interesting things that I want to point out. But yeah, that's the Master Sword. As you can see, the hilt is closed in. That's something we're going to fix over this next section of the game. So, yeah, that's our next task. I always thought the king talked to you again here. Maybe he does in Japanese, maybe that's just later. But before I leave this room, let's have a quick look at all the stained glass paintings. That's just the Triforce. I'll just jump into the water and have a look, actually. That one there, look familiar? How about this one? That looks so creepy, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, if it's not obvious yet, these are like the sages from Ocarina of Time, so I guess this is like a kind of sanctuary to them. And that thing there kind of looks a bit like the owl, I think. I think that's what it's supposed to be, Gabora Gabora, but it also looks like Ganon, so I don't know, because it's got a pig nose. Kind of looks like both. The owl, of course, was actually him. So, Darunia, Impa, Naburu. It's just kind of surreal being down here, you know, if you've played like Ocarina of Time or whatever. Anyway, let's head back upstairs. There's nothing more for me in here for the moment, so just pop back up. And the game thinks that I moved this statue, so it's still going to play this little cutscene here. Now, at this point in the game, what you're normally supposed to do is you're supposed to go around and kill all of these enemies, and it takes a hell of a lot of time, because this room's actually really big, and there's tons of really difficult enemies in it, because you can't leave here because of that, right? There's tons of them up here as well, so I'm not going to do that, because like I said, it's going to take a really long time, even with the Master Sword, which is twice as powerful as the previous sword, by the way. I'm not having it. I'm gonna. Oh, sugar! I went and accidentally activated that cutscene. Well, whatever. Let's try and fast forward it. It's barely making a difference, but whatever. So yeah, it's talking about getting into the place that I just was. So yeah, I'm never gonna solve this puzzle. By the way, there's absolutely no need for it. But he's just telling you that there's like a clue for it. The Triforce shape is kind of outside or something. And that's how you know what to put them in, even though it's like already on the ground or whatever. So yeah, what I want to do actually is get outside. Around here, there's a similar. Oh, I'll just show it. Whatever. There's the same thing that's on the other door, so I can't just walk through this. It just stops you. I like to think you can zombie hover over it. I mean, you probably can, but like if you do that, you'll just die when you get outside, and that doesn't help you. So what I want to do, well, the first thing I'm going to do actually is soup again, so that my magic is refilled. Probably don't really need this. I think I've got enough, but you know, it's always better to be safe than sorry. I'll stand on this and line up the camera so it's perfectly straight. What I'm going to do now is sight up to the right, turn around, and then point the camera at the wall. Now what I'm going to do here is pull out a bomb, press R to drop it, and that's going to make Link fall off the ledge. So I'm going to hold up so he grabs it, and then press right so he gets pushed through the wall. Hopefully that was understandable, because I don't have time to do it again. Now I have to jump out and just leaf pump all the way around. It's important that you leaf pump here or you just simply won't have enough height to land in here. It looks like I'm not going to make it, but I'm not. Damn. Well, okay, well I guess I can show it again, so I guess that's not the worst thing in the world that I failed at. I think I'm going to fail it again, actually. Like, my angle there was dreadful. Hopefully not. It seems to be that, like, if his head is touching the ground, then you'll make it. So here's, like, the other side of Hyrule. That's Ganon's castle over there. This is the barrier just ahead of us that, we're really desperately trying to find a way to skip in this game. It would save, like an hour and a half or something in a speedrun. Save a lot of stuff. But there's no way around it at the moment. I just want to take a minute to have a look around this place. So this also disturbed me greatly as a kid, just seeing all this stuff. Like this kind of land where there's like nothing going on. Because you kind of, it's like it's from Ocarina of Time or whatever. So like those of you who have played the game before, the Wind Waker will kind of, you won't recognise necessarily stuff, but there's stuff that looks familiar, you know, like that's like Lake Hylia or whatever, and over there is maybe Death Mountain or something in the background, those kind of rocky areas. And yeah, it's just, well, whatever. There is a glitch that you can do to get onto those areas. Not all of it's solid, but I'll be happy to show that off a little bit later in the playthrough. So the reason that I came outside was just so that I could do this. Could just save the game and then reset it, and what this does is it puts me back outside at the entrance to Hyrule Castle. Because whenever you go outside in this game, the game just assumes that you've broken the barrier, so like I'm now back outside next to where my boat is. So I don't like the fact that I've got 59 bombs, so I'll quickly get it back up to 60 for no good reason. There's absolutely no point to this at all. But there you go, I did it anyway, so whatever. Then we'll get back inside him without talking to him, because there's no need for that. Actually, the next item that I'm going to want, I think, is my bow and arrow. Don't normally like having that on Z. Z's like a really hard button to press in this game, or just on the GameCube in general, so let's fast forward this, get back to the surface. So I won't be able to come back to Hyrule for some time now, and I'm going to get a song for the Wind Waker in a second that's going to make travelling across the map a lot quicker. It's pretty much directly northwest of here, so I'm just going to sail pump my way there. I also need to do this in the boat. I can't like super swim to it from another island. It just won't work. Like the little cutscene that plays at the start just won't activate. Either that or the thing won't be there. But that little cyclone in the background there is kind of a hint to what I'm going to. I'm probably going to fast forward this actually and just sail pump even quicker to keep up with the faster speed, because it is quite a bit away. I could go through those barrels and get all the rupees on the sea, but there's no point. I've got plenty of money. Should be approaching it any second now. And yeah, like I said, this is going to make travel time a lot easier, or a lot less. It's going to make travelling a lot easier. It's a cyclone. I think this thing moves around, maybe? Where am I? No, it doesn't actually. It's always here. I can remember from the old speedrun days that it's always in this quadrant. But now that I have the bow and arrow, I can actually take this guy down. So, kind of hard to aim. You got to hit him 3 times. It sometimes feels like luck whether you hit him or not. It's better to just kind of aim for his cloud rather than him. But you know, don't worry too much about wasting arrows here. It's better to just make sure you actually get him, because if you get too far in the middle, he will send you to like a random quadrant, or like it's not really random. It's like 1 of 8. It's random within those 8. But yeah, he's going to teach me the Ballad of the Gales when he eventually comes down here and shrinks down to a more walkable size. So this is the only song in the game that doesn't actually tell you, like it doesn't show you like directly what the notes are, but if you pay attention here, it's obviously down, right, left, up, so really easy to do. 4/4 time, down, left, right, and up. And this is the next song, Ballad of the Gale. Is going to let me move across the map really quickly, just kind of warps you to all of the locations that the cyclone can possibly send you to, so going to be useful quite a bit later in the run, and still probably kind of useful pretty soon actually. So we're not actually going to see him again, I don't think, except for when we call him, I guess, for the cyclone. I guess that's technically him coming up. Anyway, let's quickly save the game, because we've covered quite a lot of ground there, so we'll just leave it there for now. And in the next video, I guess we're going to go and maybe do Forsaken Fortress again and finish up this first chapter of the game. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you then.